Before the video begins, I want to make a quick announcement. My good friend Reed, also known as RadAustin27, is selling these awesome zombie posters down in the description. If you want to check them out, a link is down below. Be sure, though, to use the coupon code JJ25. A link is down below. What's going on YouTube? My name is John, and welcome to another wonderful zombies commentary. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be reviewing Tag Der Toten, but this review is going to be broken up into two separate videos. The first video, the one you're watching right now, is everything that Tag Der Toten did well. The next video that'll come out later will be everything that Tag Der Toten did wrong. So this review is going to be broken up into two parts. We're going to have our positive review, and then we're going to have our negative review. Now, one thing I should note in this reviewing of Tag Der Toten, I will not be discussing the Easter egg ending. This is because the Easter egg ending is incredibly divisive. While personally, I like the Easter egg ending, I know if I put it in this video of things that Tag Der Toten did well, it'll get lampooned in the comments, and the discourse will be less about the things that Tag Der Toten did well, and more about how I should not have put the ending in the good category. So we're just not touching the ending to Tag Der Toten at all. Without further ado though, let's jump into everything Tag Der Toten did right. One of the best things that Tag Der Toten has going for it is the radios and the lore. This map is absolutely chocked full of it. There's so much that I haven't even sat down and listened to everything on the map, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there are radios and storyline details in this map that I'm not even aware of. That's just how many there are. For starters, you have the campfire quotes, which give us a lot of great details about our characters. We learn about some backstory with Richtof and him going back to Dimension 2210. We also find out about our characters being cloned, and that opens up a little bit of a can of worms. We learn about the creation of the elemental shards and how Pablo gets sent back to the Great War. We learn about Harvey Yena and his involvement in both Group 935 as well as the Ascension Group, and this was always one of those confusing things within the zombie storyline, because why would an American be working for the Ascension Group? We'll learn about the Call of the Dead ship and how it crashed. We had always assumed that it was a Group 935 vessel, but no, it's actually an Ascension Group vessel. We also learn about the Jeb Brown radios, which were kind of out of the blue. Through these radios, we learn who Jeb Brown was, what his story is, how he goes on to create the Pack-a-Punch under the influence of the Apothicons. We also learn more about the town of Buried, how Group 935 had actually found that town and taken artifacts, and then they had Porter complete Jeb Brown's work on the Pack-a-Punch. There's so much going on there. It was very out of the blue. Like, if you told me we would learn about Buried and the creation of the Pack-a-Punch within this map, I would have told you you were crazy. But it's kind of cool. Tag Der Toten is just so jam-packed with lore that it makes it really fun to explore. Another thing I love about Tag Der Toten is the look of the map. For starters, there's no fog. I can actually see more than 2 feet in front of me, which is always nice when you're playing zombies. Call of the Dead is just so drab. There's no color. The color palette is literally just black, gray, and blue. And you can sure make the argument that Call of the Dead is more creepy and eerie, and you have the fog rolling in, which adds a layer of mystery, which I guess works for a zombies game, but I don't think that's necessary. I'm not sure that having fog rolling in and everything being so dark and gloomy really makes for a great map. Like, is it necessary? I don't really think so, and I'm not sure it would even fit well with Tag Der Toten. And some people are ragging on how this map looks, but personally, I think it looks great. There's color. The lighting is absolutely top-notch. I think this is one of the best looking maps that Treyarch has ever made. It's definitely jarring compared to the original Call of the Dead, because Call of the Dead originally, like, you might as well have just set the map in black and white, because everything else in that dumb map is black and white. So personally, I think the look of this map is a great step up. Another thing Call of the Dead has going for it is a large variety of wonder weapons, and they can be earned in a multitude of ways. You can hit the box, or you can complete some simple quests. Like, sure, the Tundra Gun isn't a world beater. It's not the best wonder weapon in the world, but you still have the Thunder Gun. You also have the Wunderwaffe Sharpshoot, or whatever it's called. And another thing I like is that there are no, like, massive wonder weapon upgrade quests. One of the things I hated about Alpha Omega was that if I wanted, like, an actual powerful wonder weapon, I needed to go through a 3 or 4 step process to upgrade the Ray Gun Mark II. I just want to be able to play, and maybe I'll do like a 5-minute quest to get the Tundra gun, but I don't feel like playing till round 15 to upgrade my ray gun Mark II. I'm personally not a fan of having wonder weapon upgrades. I like just being able to hit the mystery box and get a wonder weapon, and that's something you have the option of doing in Tag Der Toten. And if I want, I can go and complete all the challenges. I can get a thunder gun. I can just do a really simple snowball Easter egg, get a Tundra gun. It's simple, and upgrading them is as simple as throwing them in the Pack-a-Punch machine. I don't have to like fill up 3 soul boxes and throw a grenade in a random place and give a piece to Pablo or something. No, it's just super simple. The next thing I love about Tag Der Toten is the Mars Easter egg. This one is a great nod to one of the best debates we've ever had in zombies. It's perfectly done, and it also features a little bit of tongue-in-cheek to it. I also like how it's kind of random. I mean, I think people have locked down a method to get sent to this area, but for the most part it feels generally random. You just get sent to this little ice path, you swim through this cave, and suddenly you're looking before Mars. It's crazy, and then you hear the Shangri-La music playing, and it's a nice little nod, and people can interpret this in a number of ways. You can interpret this to mean that Shangri-La is on Mars. You could interpret this to mean that perhaps Tag Der Toten is set on one of the moons of Mars. Does Mars even have moons? I'm not really sure. Perhaps a meteor floating around it. I think Reed had mentioned something like that to me. Not to say the Call of the Dead was there, because Call of the Dead is definitely on Earth. But you can make the argument that this map is in a pocket dimension for Pablo, and then this pocket dimension, for whatever reason, maybe is near Mars. Something like that. But like, you can interpret it in a bunch of different ways. Some people can just see it as a little reference to the joke. Others can see it as literal confirmation that Shangri-La is on Mars. I like that it's a little tongue-in-cheek in that way. Another great thing Tag Der Toten has going forward is map mobility. There are so many ways to get around this map. You have like 10 different zip lines, and you can navigate them in multiple directions. You have 3 different flingers now to get you across the map. The water paths are also an option if you want to swim through them. Personally, they're something I don't really use, but they are an option. And also, you have the dynamite, which I love. I mean, once you blow up all the paths with the dynamite, it's kind of useless, but it's still a really great tool. They're super simple to build. You can kind of just do them without even really paying attention. If you just see a fire zombie, quickly throw a couple snowballs at it, and then suddenly this opens up new pathways. I like how you have that pathway to the new Pack-a-Punch. I like that you can go over the little bridge that we had in Call of the Dead that previously you couldn't walk across. It's really good. I think the dynamite was a nice way to make the map a bit more dynamic, open up new areas. It's something that like your normal player who doesn't really fuck around with buildables might not even notice, but like people who play zombies pretty regularly will be able to have a lot of fun with and open up different areas. I think map mobility is awesome. I never feel like it's a chore traveling around the map, but Call of the Dead definitely at times felt like a chore traveling around because it had definitely too many one-way paths, places that you can go over one way but couldn't go back another, and then you'd have to walk around the long way. Tag Der Toten doesn't really have that problem, and I think map mobility is one of its greatest features. That, ladies and gentlemen, are to me some of the best things that we have in Tag Der Toten. If I've left something out, go ahead and tell me down in the comments below, and also go ahead and tell me maybe some of the things you didn't like in Tag Der Toten that I had mentioned that I'd like in this video. I'm open to discourse and curious what you guys think about some of the things in the map. I know, for example, I said I like the variety of wonder weapons, and the Tundra gun isn't really that great of a wonder weapon, so perhaps that might be a gripe you have. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, maybe subscribe for more. I'm always covering zombies content, so if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy the next one. Have a wonderful day, and bye.